At SmarterServices, we regularly have conversations with colleges about their assessment strategies and how they ensure academic integrity. One comment that we sometimes hear is, "We don't use proctored exams because we use authentic assessment." But with the rapid proliferation of ChatGPT and other AI-assisted writing tools, educators need to ask, how authentic is authentic assessment? Hi, I'm Dr. Mac Adkins, Chief Academic Officer for SmarterServices. In this blog post, I'll explore strategies that schools can use to foster academic integrity, even with written forms of authentic assessment. There are many ways to assess learning. The type of assessment selected, it's not a matter of right or wrong, but a decision based on several factors such as the nature of the subject matter and the rigor of the exam. Here are a few types of assessment questions that instructors may use to determine the level of content mastery. First, and very commonly used, is objective assessment. This is the most common form of assessment, especially for online courses. Objective assessment items typically take the form of multiple choice, true or false, or matching questions. An advanced form of objective assessment is a situational judgment test in which students are presented with a scenario and then they must indicate how they would respond to the scenario. Based on their response, further details may be provided, resulting in additional response choices. These tests can be administered entirely online, and because they can be automatically scored, students instantly view their grades. Students may also receive qualitative feedback that explains the questions they missed. Item banks can be used to provide a unique set of questions for each student. A second assessment question type is the skills test. While objective assessments are great at allowing a student to demonstrate what they know, skills tests are appropriate for allowing a student to demonstrate what they can do. Sometimes the instructor needs to see that the learner can utilize certain tools that they will likely use in the workplace. This could be an actual tool, such as a welder. While skills tests such as this are commonly done face-to-face, they could also be achieved in an online course using student-produced video evidence. Other skills tests that can be done online could be using software, such as a spreadsheet, that a student could use to demonstrate application of accounting processes. Another assessment type is the oral assessment. Perhaps the assessment type that many students fear the most is the dreaded oral assessment. Students are asked a question by the instructor, and they must then immediately provide an oral response. Historically, when this type of assessment is used in the classroom, other learners may comprise an audience, making the experience even more anxiety-provoking. In online courses, students may be connected via a video conferencing platform for the oral test. Finally is the written assignment. This form of authentic assessment that schools most often use is the written assignment. Students are tasked to compose an essay on a given topic. Being able to articulate one's knowledge in writing is a classic form of assessment. But with technology now being able to instantly compose the composition, this form of assessment is coming under scrutiny. According to the history of calculators provided by EdTech magazine, handheld calculators first became affordable enough for schools in the mid to late 1970s. By the mid-1980s, handheld graphing calculators were even commonplace. The advent of this disruptive technology prompted great debate among math faculty about whether students should be able to use calculators, especially during tests. Well, a parallel disruptive technology is now emerging that is to writing what the calculator is to math. Artificial intelligence writing, also referred to as AI writing, is content composed by a computing device. Just like a calculator performs the math computations and provides the answer, AI-assisted writing gathers the data, performs the composition, and provides the written assignment to the student. ChatGPT is currently one of the most common platforms, and others such as Grammarly Go are rapidly growing in usage. According to a survey conducted by Forbes.com, 43% of college students reported that they have used ChatGPT for their assignments. So, how are schools to respond to such technology? Typically, students are taught how to do mathematical operations, such as long division, so that they comprehend and appreciate the process. But after that, they're allowed to use the calculator, since in real life, they'll likely have access to a calculator as well. What will real life look like over the next decade for writing? Is there a way that schools can teach students the art and science of writing correctly, but then allow them to use AI-assisted tools to make the process more efficient? In an article titled "How to Use ChatGPT as a Learning Tool," the American Psychological Association recommends and provides suggestions for how educators can view it as an opportunity rather than a threat. While the AI may assemble a quick representation of the facts, educators should encourage the students to be creative and use critical thinking to apply the facts to a specific situation. Does this mean that students should be allowed to use ChatGPT for written assignments during the course, but not during the exam? Well, not necessarily. As shown in this image, Smarter Proctoring can be configured to allow students to open other tabs during a proctored session while still maintaining control of other computing functions. Here's one use case of this strategy. Suppose you're teaching an Introduction to Psychology course. For the 2-hour final exam, students will be instructed to compose 4 essays on the general topics of the human brain, sensation and perception, memory and learning, and psychological theories. Students are informed before the exam that during the exam, the instructor will allow the student to view other websites related to each topic, and the student can use ChatGPT as well. Then during the exam, Smarter Proctoring records the screen, video, and audio of the student as they use these resources to compose their own unique essays. This would allow the student to demonstrate that they can use these information gathering and essay composing tools in a way that allows them to highlight their own creativity and critical thinking. So, just like Smarter Proctoring provides an integrated online calculator, ChatGPT or other AI writing tools can also still be used even during a proctored exam. As your school is grappling with how to respond to AI writing tools, check out this article by Jack Caulfield, which is a compilation of existing institutional policies. He found that 51% of universities allow individual instructors to decide on their own policy. 27% of schools have no clear guidance or policy. 18% of institutions ban the tools by default, and 4% allow their use with proper citation. I have one closing thought about authentic assessment. The title, Authentic Assessment, it's always bugged me a little bit because it seems to imply that other forms of assessment are not authentic. As stated earlier in this post, the choice of assessment question type, it's not a matter of right or wrong. It's not a matter of authentic versus non-authentic, but rather the nature of the subject matter should determine the optimal way for students to demonstrate their mastery. If that demonstration can be done online, then Smarter Proctoring can be used to control and monitor the online environment during the testing session.